What a putrid offering.
Indeed.
Yeah, just hearing voices in my head.
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
That is very bright. Is this?
Yeah, so why I like playing Diablo, I'm not really too keen on Diablo lore. But one thing that really doesn't make sense to me is, how is it that we killed Diablo like 3 times and he's still around?
I think because they're essentially immortal. Like each of the primevals are just immortal and cannot stay dead. So the only way to keep them from doing any damage to anything or anyone is to seal them with the with part of the world stone that was the soul stone.
Okay. And they don't just stay sealed up?
Everything has already been written.
Yeah, they got freed when when we beat Malthael.
But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
I remember that in the third game where the Nephilim. Like it seemed like Diablo needed to give the
I hate whiskey.
players some thing to make them feel special, I guess. You know, as if you
Married
could just
woman
be
runs
a
off with her
powerful
girlfriend.
character
Husband
just
couldn't
because
understand it.
you're a sorcerer or a necromancer or whatever. Or is there more of a lore reason? Like a power level kind of issue?
A good old story of blackmail in a
Yes.
speakeasy.
Yeah?
Do you think it was necessary for like Diablo 3 to call the main character a Nephilim as some kind of like to make him sound like they're so powerful or have potential to be really powerful?
Yeah.
I mean, in Diablo 4 we defeat. I mean, I don't think I can remember a time that I fought an angel, but
Natural sciences,
I mean, if we can defeat
linguistics,
Lilith, I
archaeology.
imagine Angel is a few steps below that, right?
What?
Ah, I goes half my shit.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
I was saying we defeat the unholy mother. And what is she exactly? Is she like one of these primevals too?
No, but her plan was to become a primeval by devouring her father, a Malthael. I think that's his name? No, not
Okay, so
Malthael. It's, what was his name?
it doesn't matter. So my question is, but it's kind of like power level related. Like is a primeval is way more powerful than any angel can be, right?
Yeah. Unless you're like one of the, I'm not sure what they're called, but they're like angel versions of the primevals.
Mm. And the Nephilim, like, what they gave that player the title to give excuse to have an explanation as to how a mortal can defeat angels and demons and primevals, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But then in this game, you're just a mortal. You're not. I mean, you have your class, but that's just your skills. And yet we defeat Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of seems it feels like their decision to have the player be the Nephilim is kind of pointless. So, it's like why be this you know why pull our leg about being this special thing when it looks like any mortal can do all this stuff if they just work hard enough.
Mm, I don't know.
Raptors love you.
I used to be an
Yeah,
avid reader.
I'm dead.
Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. I have business here to attend to. Been too long since I've slept in a bed.
Been too long since I slept in a bed. This will affect your destiny. What? Uh, what? Why? How? How? What?
Hmm.
Alright, so I'm like early into the game. I just drank whiskey, and for some reason a prompt showed up saying this will change your destiny. Drinking whiskey somehow is going to change something further along in the game.
Yeah.
I'm
He'll be
listening.
alcoholic.
Are you Edward, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Uh, oh. Uh. Right. Uh. Hmm. I was wondering what this was. There's some sort of skill tree system in this game? Which, honestly, I never thought that was the case. Um. Huh. Let's see. Spot hidden represents your ability to find hidden objects. Improve this skill. Increase your chances of finding hidden objects in undiscovered objects will not appear in game. Hmm. Eloquence represents your ability to influence those you talk to, but power of speech. Increase chances of convincing or manipulating during discussions. Chances of forcing doors or mechanisms, or of using violence, physical or verbal. Huh.
What's physical or verbal? Other than abuse.
Strength stat, I guess. Let's see, investigation. Investigative talents improve this skill to increase your chances of understanding past events by analyzing a crime scene or an object and of picking locks. Let's see, medical. Improve this skill increases your chances of determining the doses of drugs, of making a diagnosis, or or expressing your understanding of a medical problem.
What the what?
Of determining the use and origins of occult artifacts, and of expressing your knowledge of the myth. Hmm.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, do you two...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it. A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
What the? Oh, come on, that's very cheating.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is
Scratch,
it?
It's a
I
small
was fighting this
island
boss, and I
off
was
the
just
coast of
starting to get them to load of
Sarah
health.
lived there with her son
But then
and her husband.
I guess they
suppose
walked
you
out of
want
the
to ship
range
me
of
off
their spawn area
Darkwater holds the
and
secret
snapped
regarding
back
my
to
daughter,
it.
Mr. Pierce. You must uncover
And
it.
then they had full health again.
Ah.
And I'm just like, I followed you out here. You're the one who keeps running from me. Fucking
The meaning
nonsense.
could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case,
Okay, well,
can't you
a lot
see?
more of you here than I
You
thought.
must find the meaning behind all this.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Her husband was a big deal on the island.
Okay.
But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent
Oh,
from
Stretch,
Darkwater right before her death.
I mean, this was for
Correct.
years
And the
ago
rumors
that I
about her
had this
supposed
idea,
folly,
and it's not a game
which you
house.
don't
This is
totally
just something
deny.
I would have done differently
Find that
in a game.
warehouse. Find out the
Mm-hmm.
truth regarding Sarah Hawkins'
But
death.
you remember Prototype
You'll
2?
be handsomely compensated.
Yeah?
All right, I'll take the case.
Well,
I'll go to Darkwater and look into the
this
death
seemed
of
like
her daughter.
that story
Thank
had
you,
a
Mr.
lot of
Pierce.
chances to
I didn't
go
expect any less coming from a
in
man in your
other
situation.
directions.
Something's queer, but it's not like I have a choice.
Like,
Darkwater.
think about it. You
I
could,
think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no
if
doubt
like
find some
Heller at
information
the
on this
beginning of
island
the
in there.
game when he was in that lab, if you said no, wait, stop, I'm still loyal, we can work together, and then like sided with Watch, or like he would escape, but then like they would remember that he said that and maybe eventually go around to like work with them, or if he actually like stayed loyal to Mercer, and served him. You know what I'm saying, Sketch?
Yeah?
They like the story could have gone at different directions based on these decisions, and then they could have even made it to where he would have different powers, depending on like where you go in the story.
Ah.
Like think about it, like if he stuck with Blackwatch, he could have been part of the Orion project, and then like have some like weird blue powers that do different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he stuck with Mercer, he could have been introduced to all kinds of crazy new infested and evolved and Zordon to get powers that
I wonder
he
why
wouldn't
I
have
still
had
take
otherwise.
these things.
Yes! Fuck yes, I finally got it.
The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage.
Now to go extract it and put it on my weapon.
Oh, got an achievement for that.
I wish there was a lot of stuff they did differently about Prototype 2, honestly. I mean, don't get me wrong, great game, but after I played the first Prototype, I realized, wow, they really fucked up the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you haven't played the first game, right?
I haven't.
Right. Well, in it, not only do you have different movement mechanics, like, for example, when you're falling, you could, like, press against the wall to kind of, like, slide down it. If you want to, like, slow your fall that way. But then you can also, like, press X anytime to just, like, instantly kind of do a weird jump off of it. And then, you have, like, combo attacks with your bare hands. Like, like, square, like, it's square and triangle. But you can also, well, actually, it's all four of the buttons. And you press in different ways for different effects. Like, this one, like, this, like, palm slam where he would, like, focus. Like, every move can be charged. Every punch can be charged. You could hold square. Like, you tap square to do a quick punch, but if you want to take the time to charge it up, you can put more force into the punch. And every time he does this, he has, like, this weird swirling energy force. Going through his hands. And there's one move called Palm Slam where you'd actually like push forward and create a shockwave with sheer force.
Ah. Okay.
And then he has like three different, maybe like 3 or 4 different kinds of Devastators. Like you could press square and X and hold them at the same time. And here's the thing. A normal move eventually turns into Devastator if you hold it long enough. Not every normal move, but like the Palm Slam, if you hold it long enough, you can do the critical critical pain devastator, which is like all that tentacles and everything that you normally explode with Heller. Instead, all that's focused in one direction, like a super gross, fleshy Kamehameha.
We're almost there.
It is incredible. You show you like anything with that attack. And there's other ones called like Ground Spike Graveyard, something. It's a weird name like that. But like it's like normally you can press square and X to do this little ground pound move where he takes like both fists and just kind of like squats down and punches the ground. It's a little funny looking, but it is a good AoE attack. And if you hold it long enough, he'll do a devastator. He'll use his mass and do a devastator that just like turns it just starts creating a whole bunch of spikes that shoot out of the ground all around you. And then of course you have the tentacle explosion devastator, which you're already more familiar with. And then there's defensive powers.
Stay on board.
Like
Guys coming to unload.
your wheel, it had like 5 offensive powers, which so when you turn your arm into a sword or claws or whatever.
Welcome to Darkwater.
And then you had sensory powers, which was heat vision and infested vision.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean the thermal vision was basically just what it sounds like. You know, you see heat signatures. The infested vision was like it comes from being connected to the hive mind, and it's a whole other thing.
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story.
And then you have defensive, and those are the sensory powers. But then you also have defensive powers. And this I really wish they put in the second game because these were so cool. One was the shield. And I know you have a shield,
Sarah Hawkins.
but this one you could run around with. You hold it in front of you, and you can like run around with it, and bullets will bounce off of it. I just think that it can break, and then it needs a few seconds to regenerate. It's okay. I actually do think the shields in the second game are better because you can deflect with them, you can block anything with them. It's the other defensive power that I really enjoyed. It was a suit of armor. You transform your whole body into these like plates of armor that overlap.
Welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll
And
find
when
me
you do
at the
this with the sword, you look
office.
like some awesome,
If
badass,
it's the Hawkins
infested
family
like
that brings
warrior.
you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
You're like an infected super soldier. Yeah, you hearing all that?
Yeah, I'm hearing all that.
So I mean, like,
Broken.
I mean, don't you agree? Like, is it like why the hell didn't they put this in the second game? This sounds awesome.
Yeah.
This place seems half abandoned.
And then there's also the fact that the first game was just a lot harder.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to
And
say
I know
about
that
this
doesn't
woman.
exactly sound like a good thing, but like think of how easy Prototype 2 is. You can play on the highest difficulty and almost never die. Once you get to the point where you're bulletproof, you're just pretty much easy going. Like you can take on an entire military base with your bare hands and win. You can fall asleep playing with one hand and win and beat the game. Okay, the first game it was not like that. You had to
Fishing
sweat to
equipment.
take on a whole
Could do with
military
some
base.
rest
It was
right now.
hard. You had to constantly keep moving. You had to fight your ass off.
This blackboard hasn't been used in a long while. The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Oh, another move I really enjoyed was this
This
one
man
called
and
Bullet
Fitzroy
Drive
could be
Drop.
twins. What a macabre souvenir.
Scrooge.
Yeah?
This was a move that you could activate while gliding. So like, so you'd be gliding and you hold triangle and basically you shoot yourself straight down.
Oh.
And the higher up you are, the bigger the devastating shockwaves you create when you land. If you're high up enough, this shockwave rivals Devastators.
Oh.
And except for that, you get it for free. You don't have to spend any mass. Actually, no, screw that. What was really fun is this move called, I think it was Hammer Sling Toss. So, like, the Hammer Fists from the second game are way different from the ones from the first game. You know the Hammer Fists from just being these, like, big, spiky fists. You punch stuff, you create shockwaves. More like spike waves. They're cool.
Mm-hmm.
In the second game, they're just like these two big clubs that have an insane amount of density and weight. Oh yeah, you can do cinematic transformations too.
Yeah?
You can hold the up button. Oh yeah, so you can only have one. There actually was one thing they did better in the second game. In the first game, you can only have one transformation equipped at one offensive transformation equipped at a time. So you could like have like one sensory, one offensive, and one defensive power equipped at a time. But you couldn't have two offensive powers equipped at a time like you could in the second game,
This
where you could
place
switch
seems
between
half
like
abandoned. Fishing
hammer, fist, and
equipment. This
blade by
blackboard has
pressing
bacilla.
square or triangle.
It finished up beached at
Ah.
the entrance to the harbor.
So you could only switch between you can only choose one, and you couldn't switch very quickly. There was a delay in the transformation.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests.
But
They're on the
anyways,
table next to you.
if you
But
hold
in
the
truth,
up
you're likely
button,
to be disappointed.
you would go
When
into
you're
the
done,
cinematic
come join me on
transformation
the deck.
with the whatever power you're choosing. It usually starts with Alex looking like he's having a seizure. Well, not a seizure, more like a really bad stomach ache, as his body rises with his, the whole tentacle transforming thing that they do as shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the fist, this is why I mentioned it, because it really tells the story of just what these things are. His hands turn to the fist, and then the weight drags him to the ground and creates a shockwave just by him dropping them.
Oh.
These manifests
And
are
then one
signed
of the
by
attacks
Charles
are like
Hawkins.
him transferring his
That's
mass.
all I'll get from
I think you hold triangle to this, and he starts transferring all of his mass to one of his hands, and it gets bigger and bigger, and then he drops it, and it just creates a massive shockwave.
Oh, cool.
No, see,
here,
that's not the
ice.
cool thing. The cool thing is hammer flank toss.
See
So you're
everything that
running,
goes on in the harbor.
and then
The hard-working lives of my
I
sick.
think you're running. You hold triangle, and he starts putting all of his mass into one of his arms as he's running, and starts dragging him down, and he throws it out in front of him, and it just pulls him with it. And you'll fly over like several street blocks, and then land in wherever you are on, whatever poor, innocent structure or enemy that you're gonna land on. It's not gonna be there anymore.
Whales, the fights of the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf
And
rats
this thing
don't
is
escape
really,
me.
really hard
It's
to
you who
aim
lays
and
down
use
the law around
properly,
here.
but when done,
Oh, I
it is
wouldn't
so
go that
satisfying.
far.
One time I
I'm
nailed a
just the last
helicopter with it.
serving captain on
I
dock.
was really proud of that.
Tell me what I can do.
I did it jumping off a building, and the helicopter was coming up to the edge of the building at the exact moment I took off, so I just kind of ran right into it. Goodbye, helicopter.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there.
So yeah, now
The
now you
warehouse
understand
is
why I
opposite
say
the
why the
jetty.
fuck wasn't the
You
stuff
can
in the
visit.
second game,
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
right?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
Oh, how I missed that.
I found a threatening letter signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you.
I really missed
but
this
with a
aspect.
wooden
This
leg.
is just the
And
coolest.
for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father.
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although, these dates on the manifests could indicate
Now that I
that
got
he
this
had
aspect back,
contracts
it's funny
of
how
another
much
kind.
easier this
With
is.
whom, I wonder? I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
I did not know how much I missed
Prohibition
this
is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Move back. Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
Can't do that. But it's only a fish.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand.
You didn't tell me that the warehouse I was looking for was right in front of us.
Because its owner is dead. And I don't want to see you hanging around it. Now, please, leave us to our work.
You can't understand.
You didn't tell me that the
Because its owner and I... Now,
You can't.
don't put that beast back
Yeah,
in the
I
water,
haven't
you
seen more
shysters. You're
recently.
crazy.
Cops. They can't
Like, I've been seeing more recently games I've seen as like as mobile games on the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I have been noticing that.
Like, why? Like here we have Whole.io, and I played this for like 5 minutes on my phone, and I mean, it's a mobile game at least, but that's not really my problem though. My problem is, it just seems like a waste to use like a console for this.
Yeah, I've been noticing some like weird games on the PlayStation Store.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in.
And remember that remember the image I sent to you about the PlayStation game with the like insanely long title?
Mm-hmm.
I swear, it's like some of these games have gotten like pretty weird. I found some sort of like low quality like zombie survival game. The title was just another zombie survival or something like that.
Oh, original.
cops. They can't understand.
Where do you think you're going?
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
You and I are on the same side of the law.
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to know the truth behind this case.
Are you saying our work was not up to snuff? Forget it.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went
What
up
the
in
fuck?
flames.
And just announced.
Don't get it into
there's
your
a
head to go
mom
wandering around
simulator.
up there. It's dangerous.
What?
Do you mean by that?
The only one left
There's
there
a
is
mom
old Silas,
simulator and
and
just
the
announced.
accident has affected him badly.
What?
He can be unpredictable,
Yeah.
especially if
Mom
a stranger starts
simulator?
poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
Experience the joys of motherhood. Why?
I don't know.
Like, it's official. You've run
You
out of
live here?
ideas.
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Guy board.
Yeah, we'll teach you
This
to
site
come
board,
onto
but his
our
name's
island
Guy.
and ridicule
Yes.
our protectors.
That's very cool.
I respect your beliefs.
Our beliefs? You mean you don't believe in God?
That's irrelevant.
That's what you think.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
That statue represents your local
Did you
saint.
hear about
What do you mean by local?
going on
exactly?
with
You wouldn't be looking
Warframe?
down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes
Yes?
defaced him.
Yeah?
Did you hear about what's going on with Warframe?
No?
Or, well, not really the game
Peculiar
itself.
house.
The game's fine right
Yeah.
now. But Tencent is like the parent company to Digital Extremes.
Oh, yeah.
And they're in China, I guess. And China is trying to pass some new laws that involve gaming laws. And like one that like I guess have something about like gambling habits or like games that like encourage gambling. And I think what they mean here is basically RNG. I it's a stretch so you can really connect those dots. I don't get it. But I guess investing time for a chance to get something is in China is the same thing as investing money for a chance to get more money.
Ah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Whatever. That and then like then apparently they said and one of the things that video games are like opium for the soul.
Video games are opium for the soul.
Yeah, they're Chinese. So they might limit some of their games to like get this 3 hours a week.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that. We're only able to like play games for only that amount of time.
That's just unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, I used when I was a little kid, I used to be like I would get like a little hour of gaming a week. That's because my parents didn't want to get me to get too used to it, which hardly backfired. I mean, here I am. But and for that 1 hour, I pretty much just played Spider-Man: Web of Shadows. That was the first game I really sat and played.
Mhm.
And yeah, no, that sucked. It took me forever to get anything done because I only played for an hour a week. And it was just freaking Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I bet if I played that game today, I could probably beat it in a day.
Yeah, me too.
But and so so the point is that since Tencent is like has a majority of shares for digital streams, they could end up getting um well they might end up enforcing those rules in Warframe, those laws in Warframe. And well, first off, understand that there's two different builds of Warframe. There's the one in China, and then there's one that's international. We play the ones that are international, obviously.
Mhm.
So it's likely that if this law does pass, and if uh, Warframe does have to change, that might only change in China. But it is still a real possibility that Tencent could strong arm digital streams into changing the whole of Warframe
Ah.
to abide by these laws. Or that he would have to do it because it'd be too challenging to have two different builds of Warframe be so drastically different. Yeah, I've been playing Warframe so long, I feel like they fuck around with it. I might have to go to war with China.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'll go
where
to
we
war with you.
live. Our boat.
It's not
Oh,
because it
fuck
doesn't
with our
float
game,
anymore that we're
with
going to
our
abandon it.
frames.
Uh, Tencent got their hands on Dying Light 2.
Alright.
Yeah. And you want to know what happened afterwards?
What?
They made an in-game currency system.
Wow. They put microtransactions in Dying Light 2.
Yep.
How?
They
What would you
added
need to buy?
cosmetics. So, like, remember all those cosmetics we got from, like, or at least, like, you remember all those cosmetics we got?
Yeah, I mean, we have a few skins.
Yeah. Now you just, not, they pretty much have it to where you can only get them by using the in-game currency.
We still have them, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we still have them. Yeah.
Even more trouble. I heard about PlayStation.
Mhm.
They might be having to get rid of a lot of their titles. And get this, according to the policy, even though you buy a digital game, they claim that they don't technically own it. You just pay for the rights to use it.
Oh yeah.
And that and so I heard that apparently for whatever reason they are getting rid of they might get rid of thousand something. I think it might have been specifically 1,500 of their games titles. But that seems like a lot. I don't. I might be misremembering.
Hmm.
Yeah, but anyways, if they do that, then that means we wouldn't have them anymore, despite having paid for them.
Right.
I find it hard to believe that that PlayStation would do this. I mean, It would pretty much be putting a shotgun in their own mouth.
Yeah, pretty much. They would be pretty much bleeding money, and
Oh no,
that is
not bleeding
some.
money. It would be burnt. It not even burning. It would just be nuking it. They would commit like business suicide if they did that.
Just corporate suicide.
Hmm. All their competitors would be just like, well, they're gone.
Hmm.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few
Apparently,
chores every now
that's
and
what
again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
what
So
China
we
did to
drink.
their economy when they enforced these rules.
The two guys behind you.
I don't really know the
They're
details,
them.
but apparently, since they enforced these gaming laws all at once, all of a sudden, without any kind of real analytical analysis, they pretty much fucked their own economy.
Ah.
Is it Kat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Oh, hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
And then I heard that like one actual like country official was fired because of this oversight, costing them like $40 million. And I'm just thinking to myself, if I was responsible for the disappearance of $40 million,
I've
I
taken
wouldn't
enough
lose
of your
my
time.
job. I would
We'll see you
disappear
later.
from the face of the earth.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, that's not the amount of money. It's like, oh, whoops. Yes, I'll get another job. No, that's like someone's killing you over that.
Just know that someone has put out an assassination hit on you.
Serious problems with you-know-who.
I bet that you hit the... How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
I mean, like, I'd like to meet that idiot and see if he actually like goes home and be like, "Oh man, I don't have a job," and we're like, "Wow, I did not know you were an optimist." Ooh, buddy, hey, can I get a picture of you before stuff happens?
You better keep it shut.
Before a sudden
Don't worry, we don't have
disappearance.
a clear conscience.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet.
Is there any Willie like me to write out?
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything
Yeah,
to
I
us?
wish I had more of the whole
She sent
story
me
so I
to
could
see
better
who's
explain it,
filching her
but
stock.
politics,
I don't
let
know what you're
alone
talking
that
about.
involve
You got no proof to back up your claims.
gaming,
And I'd
country,
advise
and
you
all
against
that.
snitching.
A little over my head.
What's with you?
We saw go die.
I mean, I don't even really understand how a decision that would involve how games are played affects the economy.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's not like it seems impossible to me. I can't seem to wrap my head around the actual, how of it.
Could be the same reason why, like a lot of games, like Overwatch, Apex, or Destiny 2 tend tend to make sure you play the game as long as you can, or at least keep you onto
Apex
the
is that?
game. Mm, yeah,
I mean, I guess the
they're
battle pass, but
yeah, but I think their matchmaking system was also made for like the whole like just one more game kind of kind of thing.
and those methods to keep players involved, I think that's kind of what China is talking about with their laws. They don't want games that force you to play longer than you have to, I guess.
Mm,
Cat,
yeah.
she's your boss.
What? You listen through keyholes.
She's the boss, yeah. She says who goes
But
in or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You
I
wanted to know
don't
that
think
you also
it's.
talk
I
too
mean, I
much.
don't like.
She must be
Oh,
quite
I don't always like
intimidating if she
having to
can make
grind
two
away
men like you
endless
tremble.
hours just for
She
one piece a
redid the
year.
smile of the
But
last one who wanted to get
at the
in.
same time, if
I
I
hope he
wasn't
had a
doing
good
that, what
dentist.
else would I be doing?
No, you don't understand. She really cut him
You
a
know, it's
new
kind of
smile.
necessary for some
But he
games to be
only
like that.
smiles with the left cheek.
Not to, and not just for the company to be able to make money, but for the players to have something to do.
So, who are you?
I remember
Are you stupid or are you
watching this
doing
video
it on
discussing
purpose?
how crazy it is that Destiny, like Destiny versus Warframe, and how they do things.
Oh yeah.
You know, because like think of how great Warframe is when you really stop and think about it, and you get all that content for free. There's not a single piece of. I mean, if, of course you could spend money on Platinum to help you get through the game, get through it faster, but you don't have to. And there's not a single piece of content you cannot access by without spending money.
Yeah.
Or was that a double negative? You get the point.
Mhm.
So, and then, so yeah, you explore every quest, every area, every mission completely for free. And then if you want to make your Warframe look cooler, or you want to have more stuff, you go spend some money.
Mhm.
But, and then there's Destiny, that want to charge you arm and leg for like a couple hours of shitty content. And every new season, they're like, "Hey, pay up. Where's our money? All right, you want new stuff? You gotta pay for it."
Oh yeah, like all the like like all the expansions, the like the Shadowkeep, Lightfall, the all those other expansions.
There's no way I just know that half of this boss's health bar with one move.
I
Wow.
think someone calculated someone someone calculated how much money you would have to spend in order to obtain uh to attain
To
like all
access
the uh I forgot the word.
content.
Yeah, like all the content from Destiny, and it would be like 1,000 something dollars. Not exactly sure
1,000.
the
That seems like a
total,
stretch. Maybe a few
but
hundred.
still like yeah, a few $100.
Yeah, like it really is a shame because, like, because Destiny really built something so unique and great. Not just fun to play, but like the characters and you
Everybody
get really
knows us
attached to
on
them.
Darkwater.
I've just
And then
arrived.
there's like
Let's just
when
say we're standing
Cade
guard
died,
for the owner of the site. And we let no one enter her
but
property.
then they're just so greedy with it.
Yeah. Like
They
they had like a whole lot of money due to the expansions, the Eververse store, all those spending all those money, spending that money on seasons, and yet they say they don't have enough resources. If that's the case, then where did all that money go?
right? It's like, hey, are you guys just spending all that on weed? Can we have some?
And like the whole word that they use, like over delivery, like honestly, I feel like that word is just a lie. Like, I swear there is no game out there that over delivers on anything. Like,
Just
what
being
even
a horse.
does over delivery mean exactly?
I don't know.
Like, like giving more content than less than the bare minimum?
I went to see the statue of Saint Brendan.
What makes you think we did it?
We're bootleggers, not savages.
Who do you think defaced the statue?
What do I know? They could have done it by themselves.
The sailors.
Who else, in your opinion? And who's interested?
She sounds frightened.
Imagine how great
And she doesn't like to be talked about
guarding
behind her back.
What? Cosmetic horse armor.
What are you guarding exactly?
Listen, bonehead, we already told you that we're guarding our boss's turf.
Mandatory.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's going to be
That's cool.
complicated.
No,
That's really
it's very
cool.
simple, in fact. Fuck off.
Ninja screams Druid.
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
I bid you gentlemen farewell. If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
You gotta check out this new horse armor I just got into the image.
Huh. I can lean in this game.
Lean. Lean, I say. I don't want it fat, I want it lean.
Get it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
Yeah, I also figured out the sprinting button, but it's less of a sprinting button and more like a speed walking button.
There's... imagine how great Warframe... no, it's not Warframe. Destiny 2 could have been if they just stop asking for so much money and start actually just focusing on making a great game.
Honestly, yeah. We probably have an actually good Lightfall.
We could have something that is like a good rival to Warframe.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like they don't ask for money, but like don't do if they did like Warframe did, have like stuff that can make your journey easier. if you want to spend the money for it, or if you want to look cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But don't like have people put holes in their walls just for a couple more hours of content.
Oh, that must be Cat over there.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Yeah, I just think I had a really great idea. What if there was I don't know, some kind of platform for reinventing games, like old games that could have been better, and they actually made doing them better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like rehabilitation for video games. You know, like they could take Anthem and actually give it good content.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 and not charge you, you know, 100 something freaking dollars. Yeah, Prototype 2 and, you know, not make it a terrible sequel.
Pure
Use the
instinct.
bathroom.
I behaved like a Hun, and I sincerely apologize.
Veteran, huh?
307th Infantry Regiment.
Oh. Well, that'll be okay for now. But the war is over. Try not to forget it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
You want a drink?
I wouldn't say no to a glass.
Try this.
Anyway.
Now, will
I mean,
this drink change my destiny?
I think we'll get along
Prototype
well.
2 is a little terrible sequel is a little harsh, but like I said, I just wish they didn't take out so many of the mechanics and powers from the first game for no reason.
Okay. I drank alcohol again, and the same prompt showed up. The prompt to change my destiny showed up.
I didn't expect to find
get
alcohol
you into
on this island.
Rehab.
What's the source of this miracle?
You
You
drinking
mean
is just
who?
out of control.
Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Imagine if Diablo was an over-the-shoulder third-person view game.
Ah. Huh. That'd be interesting.
The stranded
Yeah, I
whale.
mean, I think it'd be
I guess
a lot
this
of fun.
bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort
I
of
mean,
guy.
you could give us some
The
simple
name
lock-on
reminds us
system
of the
like you got
golden
in
age of
Dark Souls.
Darkwater, when our
And then
whalers left for
just
long months and
go
came
ham.
back, sweating and stinking of the oil and
And you
flesh
actually
of the
have
whales
use
they'd
for
been
your
hunting.
It
right
was a
analyze
tough
stick.
time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory.
Yes,
We've
it is
never
this
known
fun.
such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
You don't dare say a thing because you respect their memory. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a lot on your mind.
You're not a PI for nothing. Okay. I don't know what it's worth, though. But Mrs. Hawkins, she went to see her doctor very often.
She was sick.
Ah, I shouldn't have mentioned it to you. Forget it.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers.
Yeah, I
and we
mean,
said to ourselves,
imagine one company
who can paint
that,
such things?
like, dedicate
Is that
themselves
how
to
she
taking
sees the
other
world?
games that have flaws,
So they made you feel
buying the
uncomfortable.
rights from them from
You
their
need to see them
respective
for yourself.
other companies,
Make up your own
and then
mind.
redoing them better.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
What can you tell me about her?
And
We
then
all knew
imagine
she was
eating
famous
3
on the
bags of
mainland
peanuts
for her
before the
paintings.
World Bus runs because I'm
Never
hungry.
understood why.
Don't want to cook
Then,
in the middle of the night.
I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
What the fuck is this guy's emo? Is he eating a rat? Alive?
That'll be all for now. The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens. We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I heard the Hawkins family owned a warehouse on the docks.
An old family of ship owners.
Tell me something I don't already know.
They were made much richer by the miraculous catch. You shouldn't talk about the dead like that. We're not speaking ill. We're just saying
No.
that Daniel Hawkins made a fortune without taking any risk. There! You're speaking ill, you see?
It's your proof that the miraculous catch really did happen.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I've never
So a
heard this
new
song
Dragon
before.
Ball game got announced.
Only people from here know it.
Oh yeah?
It tells the story of the
Dragon Ball
miraculous
Sparkling
catch.
Zero.
I saw the newspaper clipping.
It
You
kind of
don't
just looks
believe
like
it,
Dragon Ball ZK.
Watch what you say,
And
young
that's
man.
okay.
That
So
catch
it's
saved our
game that's
island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
not
Where's
ZK,
the proof?
that was one of the...
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would
Dragon
have
Ball
died
Z
of
Kakarot
hunger in
was it.
1847.
It's true.
Yeah, it kind of looks like
Everything
Dragon Ball
happened
ZK.
just as it says in the newspaper report. Our
Yeah, I
grandparents
know I said this
tasted
before,
its
but
flesh.
instead of a Dragon Ball game
And
that
it
just
was
reiterates
delicious.
the story from the anime and lets you play through
I
it,
bid you farewell.
I'd love to see one
Good
that's
night,
like
stranger.
So long.
a live action multiplayer RPG.
Hmm.
That's it. I mean, live service. Yeah, a live service, multiplayer RPG.
One of those damn sailors.
Okay.
Open world at that. Like,
We gave him a good hiding.
So you
Like,
said to
you know,
yourselves that after such a feat, you could.
I think Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and then mix it with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
And in your post.
You know, where you float, like in Kakarot, you could fly around, explore all the different areas on Earth, and but then you of course add more to that, like being able to explore other worlds and whatnot, and have a bunch of
I'll have to
quests,
send him a more
and they
clear-cut
give that
message.
a multiplayer function.
What you looking at, stranger?
Basically, I'm talking about a game concept where players would be able to make their own, characters, just like you can in 0 vs 2, with you choose your race, you choose your, stats and moves and all that. But then you go and fly around in an open world, be able to fight other players, be able to fight bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to train, kill, get XP, get stronger, all that stuff. Hey, what's... I haven't seen this one around. Lords of the Fallen?
Oh yeah, it's another Souls-like game. The most notable thing I know about it is that there's like 2 worlds you can go through. The material world and the spirit world. And that's as much as I know. I've seen like snippets of gameplay of it. I haven't seen any boss gameplay, just like exploring levels kind.
The clientele is predominantly male.
Tell me something I don't know.
Well, it
I
looks
meant
exactly...
I'm just wondering what a woman
the
like
mood
you
of
is doing
it,
in this.
it's pretty much how
And
I
I'm
imagined
wondering.
that game concept I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, old, like Dark Ages, Dark Fantasy.
What could be going through the head of the
Yeah.
chump who goes to disturb her?
Yes, that's what I get from
Let
the
me
Souls
drink,
game.
stranger.
Ooh.
I told you to beat it. I told you to beat it. I told I told I I I I I I I I I I I I I I told I told you I told I told I told you.
She will do it again, you know. Oh. The girl doctor. Colden. She won't stop asking.
Not that again. She will get us into trouble.
I know.
So I'm guessing there'll be stealth segments in Call of Cthulhu. That's why there's a lean button.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. You want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave. It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
It's on sale right now for like $51. Yeah, I'll look at it. Look at maybe get it.
I could use this old winch to lift the grating.
Well, under discover more games like this, you have like the entire Dark Souls trilogy and Demon Souls and Sketch.
Yeah?
I'm looking at Lords of the Fallen. Under more games like this, you have the entire Dark Souls trilogy, Demon Souls, and a few others. But it's in case you needed evidence that PlayStation knows the difference between a Souls game and not a Souls game. Yeah, this is the deluxe edition.
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told that flunky that he'll see what a real sailor has in his belly.
If you continue like that, everyone will see what you've got in your belly.
I hope so. I hope they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
I mean, they're
Wait,
going
what?
to
How
cut
did
you
someone
open,
get in
you
the
idiot.
middle of that thing?
Calm down.
I can't even get near it. What is that sorcery? I mean, unless you're actually a sorcerer.
You're back
Then I
again.
guess you have an excuse.
What can I do for you?
What the fuck?
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
This dude's got a wild
yes.
emos. This dude
Us
just
men of the
created a
sea are
little
superstitious
universe
folk.
and looked into it.
Your superstitions are expressed in a rather disturbing fashion.
What do you mean?
The statue at the entrance of the harbor, St. Brendan. Somebody disfigured it mercilessly.
I condemn these actions. St. Brendan is the protector of the whalers, and this statue a witness to our history.
You don't know.
Wow,
who
that
could have
did
done
not
it.
last long.
I wonder as much as you do. I hope they'll be punished.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least.
So you know, world boss is that giant. This is that gigantic boss with an enormous health pool that takes like a small army of players a good like 5-10 minutes to kill.
Yeah?
Yeah, we destroyed it in literally seconds.
The miraculous catch.
What?
Is it a local legend?
Seconds. There wasn't that many players.
No, Not at all.
Kind
It's
of
an episode from our
came,
glorious
Saul
past. Go read the story of the
ripped his
sailor's
ass out
return
of
to
existence.
Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
Apparently, the bootleggers don't want anyone hanging around the warehouses.
They're part of the private property I mentioned earlier.
And yet the place looks abandoned. Why guard the entrance?
As a precaution, I suppose. All the warehouses are more or less interconnected by old sewers.
You mean that there's a way to go from one to the other by tunnel?
I couldn't tell you if it's still the case today for all the warehouses on the island, but I think I can imagine what you've got in mind. You can always visit them if you're not the claustrophobic type. You're back again. What can I do for you?
How's it like that?
Can you tell me where the warehouse is again?
Look, I've already shown it to you. It's the one with the cop on guard duty out front. You can't miss it.
Understood. I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
Have you tried playing Skyrim Sketch ever since they combined the Creation Club and Mod Store?
I haven't actually.
Every time I tried, like, I can still play it, but I can't seem to pull up the Creation mod, whatever it is now. I think they just call it Creation, so I don't know. But every time I try to pull it up, the game crashes.
Hmm.
Put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy. They're cops. They can't understand.
And I don't really want to play Skyrim if I can't change or remove my mods. Because, like, well, I have one that's not really... I mean, it's not, like, running my game anymore. I could just ignore it, but I don't want to have to. And then...
A whale vertebrate.
There's the other
If
fact
the
that
newspaper
eventually I
clipping in
want
the
to get
bar
back
is
to
true, this bone is a real fossil.
my orc build. My orc warrior build. But so I can continue to earn trophies through that playthrough. But that's not gonna happen if I can't remove the trophies.
Huh.
So you can see my dilemma.
I just discovered a button to use a lighter.
You're smoking now too. That's alcohol rehab.
A ratchet device. Exactly what I need. This handle will be perfect for the winch.
Does it really need anything else? Isn't it? Okay, fine. I'll look for more pieces for the lever.
Igor, pull the lever. Or some shit.
I think you're looking for pull the lever, Crunk.
Oh. Where the fuck is Grunk?
Yeah, just lovable himbo from Emperor's New Groove.
Ah.
What else can I find to use as a piece for a
Oh,
lever?
I remember now. Yeah. I see a lot of these lately.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy. They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots.
Oh yeah, it's all
Forget it.
coming together.
Nobody listens to us anyway.
You didn't tell me that the
Because it's on. And I. Now,
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
You didn't tell me that the warehouse I was looking for was right in front of us.
because its owner is dead. And I don't want to see. Now,
You
please.
know what's great too? You know some features I wish more games had.
Yeah?
Yeah, like now Watch Dogs did this, and I don't understand why more games don't do this. But like, a lot of games let you place a waypoint and then track a path that you can follow to get to that waypoint. This helps you navigate the world, and but that's not the usual part. Then Watch Dogs made it to where this path isn't just on your mini map, but it's on the road itself on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
This makes it so much easier to follow, and especially in games where you drive around. I mean, I suppose it's equally useful in games where you might ride a horse.
Hello, old friend.
But because like you can just follow the path on the road because you have to look at the road anyways, so you can watch your driving. But yeah. Yeah, more games did that. I just think it'd be easier to like. I'm tired. Hey, get down. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the other one. Now I can't think of a game that does do this. But if any did, it'd be awesome. Um, so a lot of games let you compare the stats between a piece of gear that you're wearing and a piece of gear that you found.
Mm-hmm.
However, once you get to a certain point in the game, you might find it hard
What a
to
macabre souvenir.
find anything that's higher level than what you're wearing, or at least it'll seem that way. But what can really end up happening is that you leveled up the gear you're wearing. So, but the gear you find isn't leveled up. So while it may on a base level be higher, you won't know that because you only see the active stats.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying it'd be easier if games had I mean, of course you could do the math, but how many people are actually going to sit there and do the math for something like that? Especially when you get so many pieces in any kind of looter. So it'd be handy if games had just like where you could press a button and be like to see the original stats for a piece of gear and compare that with what you found to see which one is really better. because you want is just upgrade the one that has higher base stats for a better outcome altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did all that make sense, or am I just talking gibberish with my halfway cast?
Yeah, it made sense.
Okay, good. Because I've walked in and out of the same store 3 times already, and I don't even know what I'm here for. I should probably just go to sleep. You ever get to where you just can't even process what you're doing anymore? You're just like walking in circles.
Yeah.
I've been tired lately. Well, actually, I think it's just Diablo. But we had this problem before, right? Like Diablo just something about it just it doesn't really stimulate the mind like other games do.
Yeah.
It's not that I ain't fun or I don't enjoy playing it. It's just if I'm any kind of tired, it doesn't keep me awake like other. But I can't seem to stay awake by focusing on it like I can with other games. I think it has something to do with the wide camera view, you know, and also the ways you're just firing off skills over and over again instead of actually reacting to a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like take Dark Souls for example. You know what's gonna happen if you just randomly be like, okay, I'm just gonna use this skill and this skill and this skill, and you walk up to the enemy, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna get your ass beat because you gotta dodge. You gotta react to what they do first, and then do whatever is most appropriate to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is good. Like, oh, great, whatever. It's interesting that this guy's druid werebear has brown fur and mine has black fur. Do you think the werebear's fur color depends on your chosen hair color?
Mm. I don't know.
Or maybe it's because he's permanently a werebear and, like, that makes his transformation a little different? I feel like if that what I said before was the case, then
It
we
should
would
be
see
possible to mount
more
this cockpit on the
werebears
bridge.
of all kinds of random colors, like a white one or a green one, That's not werebear. That's the Grinch.
Looks like everything is in its place. All that's left is to try to turn this handle.
Hey, remember the ruin bears from Elden Ring? Giant, terrible, really bad temper.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
That's basically me
Broken.
in Diablo 4.
And it broke, so that was a huge waste of time looking for pieces of that.
What is this game playing? It sounds like really involved.
It's like a mystery detective thing. Basically, I'm playing as a PI, investigating a case where this dude's daughter and her entire family died, and it was blamed on the same lady because she had apparently mental issues, as the documents
Well,
said.
well.
And now I'm just at Dark Water, which is the place she lived at, trying to investigate and see what actually happened during that fire.
Huh.
Like right now, I'm trying to get into the warehouse because apparently she owned that thing, and there's got to be some detail
A little
about it.
mouse has got lost on our turf.
And
You're not only inquisitive,
and
you're
for
also
some reason, there's some like illegal business going on, and well, I just got discovered because I was trying to open a like open some sort of vent in order to get into the sewer system that connects most of the connects all of the warehouses together. But that failed. It broke.
stupid. What gave you the crazy
Quit breaking
idea to
shit.
come onto my turf?
I mean, unless you want to.
And apparently there's also like stats in the game that you can have, like better investigating, like better to understand the motives of other people, better understanding of objects or past events, or or like or a better understanding of like injuries or medicine and all that.
So that's what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
This muddy alley is yours? Good for you. I've got work to do.
I don't think that you've quite understood the situation. I'll tell you how things work around here. I decide who comes in and who stays out. And anyone who doesn't respect my rules, I punish them.
Is your name Kat?
What of it?
Alright.
Maybe we can come to an
Oh, did you see the
understanding.
image of my force
Maybe.
armor?
Or maybe not.
I like it. It screams truth.
Get this joker out of here. He might have a little trouble walking on his own.
Oh, I'm getting careless. I didn't see that coming. If I want to get into this warehouse, I'm gonna have
It would be some cosmic irony, Scratch.
Yeah?
It'd be some cosmic irony if these laws pass in China and they actually change up Warframe in some drastic way just as Gas Prime comes up.
Ah. uh.
I'd be like, God, what did I do to you to piss you off like this? No, actually, I'd look up. I'd be like, that's it. Let me see your manager.
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die a...
I bid you If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
Alright, I better go get off. I'm falling asleep over here.
Alright.
Later.
Later. Oh, that's about it. Oh well. Now I can fully focus on the investigation. You.
Hey, Mitchell. A drink for our new friend. I owe you. You don't know how to fight, but at least you've got guts.
Yeah. Aching guts.
Huh. I've got them too. But you don't hear me whining like a pooch who's lost its leash. You didn't back down. Something that I respect. So understand by that, if I catch you again, you'll carry a more permanent reminder of our encounter. Tell me, what brings you to Darkwater?
I'm investigating the deaths of the Hawkins family.
It's very nice of you to tell me the truth so openly, but it's also really stupid of you. You really don't seem to know the area. Let me give you a little advice. If you want to survive more than a day in this rat hole, avoid talking about them to the first people you meet.
Is that more dangerous than having a drink with you?
I'm not kidding. The old families, they were here long before us, and they'll be here long after we are gone.
The old families?
The descendants of the first whalers. These people truly worship their ancestors.
I've got a few questions about the island.
I'm not here to give you information. Mitchell will tell you what he wants to tell you.
I need to get into the Hawkins warehouse.
You're out of luck. It's on my turf.
It's precisely for that reason that I've come to see you.
Are you pulling my leg?
I'm very serious. A whole family died in a fire, and I've got reason to believe that there's still more to be said on the subject.
Well, I see you're serious. To be honest, as long as it doesn't interfere with my business, I don't care. But I'll go with you, to make sure you don't stick your nose into things that don't concern you.
Sounds honest to me.
I'm not finished. If I do that for you, if I let you onto our turf to conduct your little affairs, you'll be indebted to me, and I guarantee that I always collect on what I'm owed. Think about it. I help you, you'll owe me a favor in return. Do you accept?
This is an actual decision. Oh my god. I'm not even sure. Maybe there's another way, but I don't see any other way unless I can get rid of the guard somehow. Or find another way in. But I don't think I can, so...
Do I have a choice?
Oh, we always have one, Detective. Follow me.
Nobody questions your authority here. I was given to believe that Fitzroy stood up to you.
That dope tried to save face in front of his sailors. They revere their brave captain as they do their old statues. But sooner or later, all statues get buried in bird shit, and nobody cares.
And the police? They do nothing to stop you?
The local cops? The cops drink like everyone else, sweetheart. They know where their interests lie. Apart from that pig-headed Bradley. I don't know whether to admire his stubbornness or to have pity on him.
Back in the water, you shysters, you're crazy.
The cops, they can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. He's with me.
Oh, okay.
How much? 4.
Be a gentleman and move that for me.
guess if I were able to convince the two guards earlier, I wouldn't be in this mess.
That's how it's done. Do I still need to hold your hand? Or do you think you'll get by on your own now?
Don't overdo it.
Good. In that case, I'll leave you. I've done enough mothering for now.
Ugh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case? Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? The glass is shattered, like someone smashed it. Was it before or after the removal of these bandages?
It would be completely stupid if it was afterwards. But, people can be
It smells as bad as it looks. What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here? Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings? Le Petit Parisien. Who might keep a news clipping about Sarah Hawkins? Can't sleep. I know how that feels.
Could be the husband? Could be someone obsessed with her now. I think that's it for now.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
You sent your men away. Bad idea. I see only one overweight police officer and one hardened veteran.
How dare you? I am a representative of the law.
Relax. Look what I found. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it.
It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene. Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews,
Wait, really?
would you please
But
shut
I
the
wanted
door?
to...
And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley. You've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
I don't think it was
Look
the
behind
dialogue
you,
option to
at the
team
top of the
up.
ridge.
Oh,
You see the
well.
building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on,
That's
we got
the
some driving to
mansion?
do.
Near the cliff? Oh, well, whatever. Wonder what we could find over there. Oh.
Well, here we are. Hawkins mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
I don't believe the fire is the only reason this house is in such a state.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
You are needed. And if there's anything goes wrong, well, he'll surely help.
Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting?
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. The old caretaker must be very attached to her. Poor kid. Poor kid. Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins. This entrance is still in use.
Whoa!
You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
It's painful to be the last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident, but Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
You still put flowers on her grave. You cherish her memory.
Mrs. Hawkins was an exceptional person. She cared for everyone around her.
Let me shed a light on what happened to her. Give me that key.
I'm probably making a big mistake, but it won't be the first. Here, take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion. This gate is locked. I know a thing or two about solitude myself. The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time isolated from the world. Rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes.
Locked.
Bourbon. Empty, of course.
Yeah, of course. I gotta go use the bathroom. I'll be back. I'm back, so let's continue.
Pierce, shall we end? Now that you've finished your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go.
Oh, right.
Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you.
Come on, I don't have all night.
Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me? What kind of meat is this? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here, smashed his plate on the floor. Sarah Hawkins didn't eat. Was it because of the meat, or something else? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door. Silas managed to bring the fire under control, but it was already too late for the Hawkins.
Charles and Sarah's wedding was painted by Sarah herself. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer? Too much rubble. I'll find an easier way. Let's see if I can find something the cops missed. Did someone escape the fire? The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? They had a fight. Why? Did it stop at the time of the fire?
This painting.
If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn? Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
Huh. What's your theory?
I think the Hawkins couple got into a fight.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
Of course.
This door is locked.
Of course. Could probably knock a few faces down. Again? Again.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. The same bandages that I saw in the warehouse on the docks. And given the bloodstains, I'd also say that it's the same person.
Something's hidden in this room. Huh, there it is. A crowbar.
A crowbar could prove useful. This door is blocked from the outside. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
Ooh, spooky.
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale. Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess.
Yeah, certainly.
This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music.
Oh well. Let's see, anything else? There's painting. Nothing to say about the painting, okay. What else? Where else? What about this one? Not this one.
A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century.
I keep finding medical books.
Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded from the New England colonies. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Another story about the mysteries of the deep. What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police?
Oh, hidden item. A key. Oh. Where does this lead off to? Office key.
What will her room reveal about her?
Another hidden item. Somewhere. Yeah, this is where the office. Oh, no, never mind. Picking lock.
This padlock is too complicated for me.
Which one is padlock key? Which one is padlock? That would be picking. Oh, okay. So this. Jeez. This has got to be high level. We have to get all the way up to 5.
Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated resorting to such a treatment.
Ah, here it is. Book about something. A sketchbook. Must be her work. Huh. That actually added to the occult tab. Skill. There's still more in here.
It's no use. The padlock won't give. A barbiturate prescription from a certain Dr. Fuller. That's a massive dose. Was Sarah violent? This door is locked.
So, I think I have everything. Should go over back to the cop to discuss what I found.
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance. If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins' personal effects. Did you hear that?
No. Guess I'll keep investigating.
A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century.
Yet I'm starting to build the profile. This door's collapsed. I still have the office key. What the...
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve? This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold. It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other.
Ah, nothing on the back.
The door is blocked on the other side.
The fact that I found a lock that's so complicated early on.
Bradley? Is that you?
Yeah, no. How about we make the smart decision? Go over to where Bradley should be. Yeah, Bradley's over here. He's still here.
What do you know about
Oh, wait,
Charles
no,
Hawkins'
not Bradley.
activities?
Still.
Well, not much, to
Wait,
be
no,
honest.
it is.
We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance.
Hey, Bradley, is it you? Obviously not.
If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins' personal effects.
Why can't I just bring Bradley with me? After hearing that noise and going back here, I should be able to tell him, hey, I heard a noise and the door that door I couldn't open before is now just cracked open. I want you to just come with me, just in case that there is some danger. But I guess not. Oh well. Still got stuff to do. Guess I have to go in there. Oh god. Ah.
Is anyone there?
I gotta at least have my sanity in check. Not sure what could damage it though. That's the worrying part. What?
You! Stop! Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
Does it recharge? No,
I'll
it
cover
doesn't
you.
recharge. Great. Let me switch between the because if I
This door was closed earlier.
the what door? Oh yeah, the one in the end of the hallway.
Where did he go?
Must have got out some way.
No, he was here. I'm sure. Let's search this room. Seems like this came from a log. This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. It looks like an old seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Huh. Still need more. Ah! Oil.
As if the bookcase has been moved several times. Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater's shore for years. Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well. I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. Probably another friend of Hawkins.
That is the likelihood.
It looks like a freehand map of Darkwater. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why. The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor. This panel is movable.
My goodness.
Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism. Great. I managed to force the gears. Looks like I've triggered something.
Well done, Pierce.
As if the bookcase has been moved several times.
Oh, that did the trick. Got another achievement. Although, if I didn't have the strength, I would have actually used the crowbar. Huh. Oh well.
Secret passage. Under the manor. It's like a detective novel. That guy must have already gotten far.
Yeah. And he had a direct means of entry to the crime scene. We must find him.
What is this place? It's more than just a tunnel. Look. Someone's been here recently.
3 seats. Did Charles Hawkins use this place? Who were the others? What is this mask supposed to represent? Whatever Charles Hawkins hid here, he didn't want it in his house. This piece of cloth is unmistakably from a dress. Was Sarah Hawkins here?
Pierce? Where you going? I can't keep up with you in this darkness.
Are you scared? I want to see how far these steps go.
Who's talking about being scared? I'll wait for you by the door.
You wanna... Do you even have a... No? No, you don't. What exactly am I supposed to do? That's how I get in.
Some kind of dream catcher. If I touch it, it'll turn to dust. An old diary. A sad way to go. These paintings must be several centuries old. There you are again.
Well done, Pierce. And it looks like you found our fugitive. This door is securely shut. I'll look for another passage.
It's an underground cave. We can advance this side.
Yeah, I can see that. You, please excuse me, but given your condition, I'll stick to my idea. I'm not cut out for this kind of acrobatics.
All right. Look for another entrance. I'll try to catch up with our man. Time has weakened these structures. I don't have time to search them all. It looks like animal oil, but certainly not whale.
Here we go.
What's going on here?
Piers!
Keep your voice down. We're not alone.
Good God. What have you got me into?
Cold
We'll
stuff,
see.
I guess.
I'll go on. Try to go down on your side.
Yeah, there's a passage. I'll meet you at the bottom.
A mass grave. A table for sacrifice?
Oh, I didn't think that would start a cutscene.
Oh God. I gotta. Oh, I can't breathe. What's happening?
about the other way?
No, damn it! I must find a way out of here. Is it my turn?
Yes. It is time. You will soon be one of us. If your body and mind are ready.
I dream of it every night. I have constant visions. I am ready.
Good enough. Prove it to us.
It's like in my dream.
Similar, but not the same. How's my sanity? It's still fine. Stable.
It seems to have been used recently. Probably some sort of ritual. I can't read Latin.
No, not the lantern.
You who sleeps, accept this dreamer under your immortal wing.
Ya chathulhu nithsiha fetag.
Grant him your flesh and accept his, so that his body and yours may be one.
I feel him.
You are gifted indeed. Not another word. Let him pass through every part of you. All you who sleep, we pray for your return into the kingdom Bring of me earth. More sacred flesh.
Kstelbsna chathulhu kashok. We are ready for the ceremony. What about your protege?
His awakening is complete. He will join you shortly.
It looks like a kind of deep coma. What could this ritual have done to them?
this is the moment.
Bradley, what are you doing here? I saw two odd-looking guys coming down. Seemed up to no good. What in the world is this?
An intruder!
Oh, shit! Don't move! Police! Don't move! I won't hesitate!
Bradley, get back!
Shoot.
Get back!
You asked for it!
Oh.
Charles, you shouldn't have seen this.
Oh, wait a minute. Ah! Now I have full investigation power.
They're caving in. I need to get out of here.
Okay.
My leg! Ah.
Oh, I move. Ha! Take that, cultist. So how's my sanity going along? Ooh. Part of it's gone.
Light. At last.
I need help. Oh, come on, man. Really? What was the point of that whole segment if this is just gonna happen? Just nearly escape. Twice. At least I'll be able to pick any lock. Come on, I don't have all day. Well, nice. This is taking a while. Finally. thought that was the guy in the photo. I knew he was the doctor that was mentioned.
He's having a seizure.
He will survive. A strong subject.
There, he's opening his eyes.
You saved him, Fuller.
I can't get up.
Don't move, Pierce. You can certainly say that you gave us a scare.
What?
What did you do to me? Undo these straps!
Whoa! Go easy, my friend.
You were dead. He killed you.
Are you sure he's better?
He was dead. Me too, we were dead! What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my friend.
What? No!
But they
What
just
happened
sent
to
me
me?
to these...
Where am I?
They just sent me into an asylum?
Mr. Sanders, you have to come with us.
No, please. I can't leave here. You've got no choice, Sanders, and neither do we.
You don't understand. If I go out, he'll see me. No! No!
You're leaving this cell.
Please. I don't want him to find me.
Oh, guess that was a dream. Or this is?
They tracked and hunted me, pursued me right into their dreams. They scrawled all over their maps in the wake of my lonely wanderings. No snake is dark enough to hide the color of my blood. No wind strong enough to scatter my dreams. When the last of them rises up, you will choose. I will not be here to bear witness to it, because you will have released me. But the earth will resound to your cries, or theirs. Awake and free me.
You there. Wake up. Come on, stand up. We don't have much time. Can you stand up?
Who are you?
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me that you had been interned here.
Wait. Bradley is really alive?
I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't distinguish dream from reality.
Please believe that I have nothing to do with these disgraceful treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible, and as unobtrusively as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? What do they do to the patients to make them so terrified?
I would really like to know. I only see them when they are brought up for medical treatment, for problems they didn't have before going downstairs. But this is neither the time nor the place to talk about that. We must not stay here. There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. It's the only way to the floor above. I shall try to distract them, and get at least one to come with me. All you need to do is to follow me as soon as the way is free.
Understood.
No, not the lantern.
If I don't get out of here, I'll end up like him. Poor wretch.
To say that I'm surprised to see you, but we all know that your curiosity will be your ruin.
I don't understand. These people need care. You keep them in this terrible place as if...
Go back upstairs where your patients are waiting for you to treat them. As for you, gentlemen, do not disappoint me anymore. No one enters or leaves.
Yes, Doctor.
Damn it. I'll have to find a way of getting rid of those 2 myself.
I told you not to let her come in. I know. Do it again, and I'll report
The machine is working again, but the control wheels haven't been put back on.
I was just going to the storage room. I can bring them to you.
No, Dr. Fuller doesn't want us touching the pressure valves.
As you want. I'm gonna see if there's sleeping pills left. They run out again upstairs.
Good God. What could this machine be used for?
Why is there no door here?
This machine seems to consume a great deal of electricity. What will happen if I increase the current to the limit?
I feel like if I do that, I'll... It'll be too noisy. Oh, it has gotten worse.
The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs? Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine? Worse and worse. Vats of rotten flesh? An elaborate electrical system? Like a dumb pulp novel. The liquid connects it to the electric current. What are its properties? I can still increase the load. Have I activated? It's an ammeter. I didn't expect to see one on this little rock.
Burns me. Will not eat it anymore. Never again. We must not eat it. They must know that it is not good.
It's done. Now for the others.
One, two, three, four, five, six. No, not six. 4, 5. Just a few days to go. Yeah, that's it. 4 days at most. No more. I think I got the right date. My calculations are always right. It's the date. That's the problem. I don't know what this date is. But the calculations, they're right. 4 days, maximum.
What is welling up inside me? I feel it in my head and in my body. He roars and swells. It has strength of oceans. Even behind him only trail of white nourishing foam. He is my master. He enters me.
You. Yeah, you there. Come here. I don't know what you're doing there, but you don't seem to be friends with the nurses. I can help you. Help me, and I'll owe you one.
What do you want?
Sleep. That's all.
Sleep? You don't want to leave?
No. Have you seen the storm that's brewing? I'm fine here. Except for one problem.
You want sleeping pills, right?
Yeah. And in exchange, I can make noise. Lots of noise.
You'll draw the guards to your cell to allow me to escape.
So, you in? Find something to make me sleep, and I'll take care of the guards for you.
I'll find you some pills.
Go look in the storage room. There must be sleeping pills there.
Alright, first of all, I'm gonna need to find out what the storage room is.
Locked. The green gas leaves from here, and it runs through the whole building.
Here we go.
Perfect. This lever must turn on the gas machine. There's nothing happening. The control wheel is missing.
Wheel's missing. Okay.
The control wheel is missing.
Another one?
This valve controls the pressure. Perfect. With these chains on your wrist, you can't escape. I could use this control wheel to turn the valve I saw. Now for the next step.
I'm also gonna have to figure that out later. Still need to find where the sleeping pills are.
Who's there? Who's there?
Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push. It's locked.
Because of course it is.
Exactly what I need.
Because of course it is. Really risking it.
I think we got a walker. You there! Come on, show yourself.
Looks like they all lost interest.
There's nothing happening. The piping hasn't burst. Not yet, anyway.
Well, if that's the case... If the piping needs to burst, then... we will let it burst. Okay, no, that was the wrong one.
I've got to hide before the guards see me.
Hell's teeth. Fuller's gonna think we did this. We gotta tell him, though.
Huh. Apparently there was something in the middle I hadn't noticed. Either that or these things are not in particular order.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want them. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
In her office, I saw signs of a ritual, perhaps an invocation. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not an invocation, but a revocation. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
destiny! It has trapped you. Don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me. No!
Sanders! What the hell? Oh God. I gotta.
Ooh. Yep.
What? Okay. This is insane. What killed him?
Crap. I could have easily not gone through with that. Or I guess I was required to. Alright, so let's see. There's a painting, that situation. Then this.
Damn! The gas! Oh. My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Now this is already chapter 6? Thought it'd be at the 3rd chapter. Much more than I thought it would be.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Now that I think about it, does taking a drink restore sanity? I need to find a way to restore sanity. If there's a way. Yeesh.
you're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller, and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course. He's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
I think it... Although it may be difficult later on if we ever meet her again. If we ever meet her and then pretend everything's fine. Later on, she might be informed of her husband's death. And she'll be really upset. I think it's better to confront the truth.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Alright, I think I can leave it here. So, farewell.